Thank you very much, producer. My name is Uncle Johnny. Today we have a student who have come from India. He's going to tell us his name. He's come to Newcastle to study. So can you just tell us a bit of your journey? Where did you come from and why are you here?
Yes, so well, my name is Sumit, and the education brought me here. I am currently studying in University of Newcastle, and
Yep.
my course is Master of Business Administration Global. Well, these days education plays a major role in everyone's life, and everyone wants to study more or go for higher education in different countries.
Yep.
So, but for all those countries, I chose Australia because of its higher skills and good studies over here. So yeah,
Where did you come from?
I come from Jammu Kashmir, India,
India.
from the northern part.
Okay, that's right. Now, I'm just wondering why you came to study here in Australia and there are so many universities in India. Why did you decide to come here?
Well, the population in India is growing massively, and moreover, there are not much job opportunities for other students, for the people. So that's one of the factors which brought me here. And another thing is, besides studies, you also wanted to look for some part-time jobs, so at least you can be on yourself.
Oh, so when you study here,
Yep.
you can as well work.
Yep. So I just wanted to, take care of my own expenses rather than asking from the parents. So that's
Okay, so you are self-contained, sort
Yep.
of, yeah. So while you were in India, did you go to university here, then you decided to come and do MBA here, or what happened?
Yep. In India, I had studied bachelor's in engineering, and it's 4 years. And over there, I mean, the course was pretty good, but I mean, you have to study something higher and all.
Yeah.
So that's why I planned up for this thing.
Yeah, so was it easier for you to get your visa to travel to Australia?
No, actually, it wasn't easy. I had choose a lot of countries. First, I decided to go for US for MS, and I had also given my GMAT exam.
Yep.
But apparently, when you are looking for a country, you also look at the other things like the crime scene and all. So, and then it was like, no.
It's very funny when you say the crime scene. And I would imagine India's got a high rate of crime. Yeah. So you look at that as well when you are deciding to go to a country.
Yeah.
Okay, so you look at the crime scene here and you saw it's low. Okay, so what happened?
And then I thought of going to Ireland, but because Ireland is having a quite good IT industry, and many of the IT companies are having their headquarters over there.
Yeah.
So, and then I really don't know, but parents were like, go for New Zealand or Australia as per being suggestions given by the other
Yep.
family members. And
Okay.
relatives. So then I compared New Zealand to Australia, and I find Australia much better. Because
Yep.
when you are watching something on YouTube for New Zealand and Australia,
Yep.
so there were people like, for in New Zealand you would be plugging grapes
Yep.
and all those things, so there are no jobs here.
Yeah.
So please don't come.
So Australia was the best option.
Yeah.
So were you speaking English in India when you came here, or did you started learning English while you were here?
Yep, actually I was grown up like my studies were being in English boarding schools. So,
Yep.
and yep, from there on, I learned to speak English and to say everything, and yep, from there on.
You didn't find much of a problem in language when you arrived here.
Yep.
Can you tell us the first few days when you arrived in Australia, what happened?
Well, the first few days were like completely blank,
Yeah.
and things were happening like classes and all. So at the time, it is really difficult to manage your accommodation if you are not being able to get it and all. So I was staying with one of my friends whom I get contacted with my person who had who suggested me this university. So and over there, it was being quite a hectic thing to get the right accommodation, because if you're getting an accommodation, you start looking for the number of people who they are living in.
Yeah, okay.
And how many people are sharing, how many bathrooms are there, is it messy or not? And yep, so I had gone through various accommodations, and finally after 2 or 3 weeks, I was managed to get a right one for me.
So student accommodation. So
Yep.
for those 3 weeks, where were you staying?
I was staying with my friends. I was like, I was paying him whatever the rent is. I told them that I would share with you. It doesn't look good,
Yeah.
like that.
Oh,
Not
okay.
sharing and all, and just staying there.
So initially, your parents were giving you some money
Yep.
to pay for your accommodation and your food and all the daily activities?
Yep.
Yeah.
So all the daily activities,
Yeah.
whether you are going anywhere, so the parents are paying. But yeah, thanks to God. And moreover, I really find a bit difficult thing over here. Like I try to learn the language they speak, like okay mate and all. So
Yeah,
these
the
are
lingo. It's called the lingo, the Australian lingo. So you are learning that as well.
Yep.
Is it very difficult to get it?
No, it was a bit harsh in the difficult to get exactly what they speak. Cause I mean, where the people in our country they used to speak a bit soft and all. So
Yep.
and there's a bit change in accent.
Yeah.
So that's one of the major factor which tried to make me improve to learn this
Australian English.
English.
It's very difficult. So what did you find at the university when you arrived here? Was it the same as India or a bit different? And
No,
what did you find out?
Yep. So, well, the university over here, it is much more developed, much more having a good infrastructure, having higher equipments, and more. The student staff is very friendly. I mean, if you are facing any difficulty, they would help you out with anything, whatever it is. Whether you have to go for adverse circumstances, if you are unable to give the exam, whether you are facing any difficulty with your exams or your tutorials, your assessments, your classes, so they will really they are really helpful. And over here, you will also get help in resume building
Yeah.
and a lot of things. So I find it really much more, that I really thank God many times for this thing. That thank you for bringing me here and getting me a good higher education from this university where all the things are being built by such great persons.
Was it easy to find your way around the university? Because it's such a huge place. I remember being there. Such a huge place. You have to ask somebody to get the building. If you want to go to the city building or the computer building or whatever, the library. Yeah. Was it easier for you to find your way through the university?
No, actually, it was a bit difficult because over here you have to go through trams and also everything was, very new for me, all these things, because the country where I come from, these things are not over there at all. So over there in the university, first I asked a person that where exactly is the student center. He guided me a way,
Yeah.
which leads to the cafe. So I first have food.
You wanted food first, yeah. That's not where you were going, but you found there's food here, so you bought food.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
After
what
that,
happened?
I asked that person
Yeah.
over there who's working, and I was like, "Can you ask you where the student central is or where this class is?" And also, then they told me everything, and they had given me a map.
Yeah.
And on the map, they told me like, "This is the way to go from here to here, and from there you can get the bus and all those things."
Okay, so where were you when you were given the map? Were you at the university or you were outside the university?
I was in the university itself,
Okay,
but in
yeah.
the cafeteria.
So they gave you the map at the university itself. So you were trying to look where you were supposed to be. Was it easy to find? So tell us a little bit about the class, the lecture room. How was it? How did you find it?
Our lecturers, they were quite good because the lectures in our home country, the classes are like from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. And even after that, they would be giving you assignments and all. So you would be keep on, studying and all studying. And you don't have even time for yourself.
Yep.
But over here, the classes are only 3 hours a week. And that's the best thing in my life.
So you just go 3 hours a week. And what do you, the rest of the time you look for work?
Yeah, so the rest of the time I would look for, some productivity things.
Yeah.
So, yep. So, and whoever my friends are doing MBA or any masters, so I always tell them how many hours of classes you have.
Yeah.
So they're like 8 hours, 6 hours every day.
So back in India, yeah. So here is 3 hours. Okay. So do you have to catch up with the work for those 3 hours you've gone to study? Do you have to catch up with the work, or it's easier?
It is quite easy. I
Yeah.
mean, because it's more like practical and theoretical, and the way they taught us, it's quite, it really goes directly into your mind, and you can easily apply all those things in your real life. If you are doing job, you can apply over there too. So it's quite good.
No, okay. So I'm just trying to imagine. Have you talked to some of the students back home in India? How are they doing compared to you here?
Uh, well, actually, in my course, there is an industry experience from which is being provided by the University of Newcastle, and there were also the exposure to a different country. Our university had taken us to Italy as well as Portugal, in order to understand the culture and the other things too. So, and over there they are not doing any such thing. So they are just sitting over there and focusing on classes and thinking of
From
bunking the
morning to
classes.
evening school?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's more like a school and all. But yeah, so they are not doing that much. I don't find that much, learning skills in them and all.
So here you are so much advanced. You can learn in class, you can learn outside the class, and wherever, anywhere you are.
Right.
Oh, okay. My name is Angujoni. We are at Sydney Junction Hotel. We've been sponsored to have our show here. So remember to subscribe.
Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you, Sami. Welcome back to our program. This is John Obell channel in YouTube. So you remember to subscribe if you want to get more videos from our channel. So Sami, we were just talking about the university, and you're studying. How is your studies going now?
They are going pretty well because we are not having much assignments, and also everything has been aligned up in such a way not to put much pressure on the students, so that they can learn more and all.
Did this COVID-19 affected you, the university, or you as such with the
Yes,
studies? Yeah.
it really affected my work as well as the university too. And because regarding to work, I lost my job. That's the best. That's the max it could happen.
So how are you surviving when you are not working, and yeah, you don't? Are you going to uni at the moment?
Yes, we are going to uni at the moment.
Yeah.
Now the most of the classes have been online.
Yeah,
And
okay.
according to the suggestion and the like the rules of the new socialist government, so they had made the classes for 1 hour 20 minutes. So the classes have been more limited, and the other professors, everyone, they used to put their videos online as a pre-recording so that they can cover up the remaining session.
Everything is happening online at the
Yeah.
moment. Yeah, so you just go there online, check everything, and then continue with your study.
Right.
Is it easier for you to find work here as a student in Australia?
Yes, it is quite easy, and
Yeah.
moreover, you get a lot paid than in your home countries. Because over here, you just, first of all, you have to build up contacts, like with industry people, with your professors, with the neighbors, with the shops and all. So wherever the job comes in, you can just strike through.
What sort of work do you do here while you're studying?
I had done a part-time cleaning over here, and I get paid around 20 bucks an hour or anything. And then besides that, after that I started to doing IT in industry trading, and the pay was quite good. So I really love that job, but yeah, the contract finishes and all. So, and moreover, they were having a contract in Canberra, and I can't go over there, and the boundary requirement and all. So
Will you go back to India when you finish your studies?
I am thinking of gaining some good experience from here, and maybe after 3 years, after learning something valuable things from here and trying to apply those in real life, then maybe I'll go back.
You'll go. Are you going to find it easier to get job in India than here? And if so, what will you be doing in India?
Well, in India, maybe I could find a job easily, or I think it's good to set up your own business or follow up the dad's business of construction, which is completely different from what I'm doing now.
Imagine you're doing MBA and over there you'll go and do construction. Yeah, okay, building construction. Yeah, okay.
But I can try to align up with my studies, like by looking at the finance of the company or the other things, but I don't have any knowledge for the road and building.
Like the management of the business as such, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the main thing is that in India you don't get much paid, and over here maybe the cost of living is high and all the living standards and other things are high, but your wage is good, and as long as you are earning good, everything seems to be much finer. And I mean, maybe I think maybe I could be wrong, but yeah, in India people do have a mentality sometimes like if you are earning $2,000 a week, it would be counted like as $2,000. But in India, if you are earning $200 a week or anything, yep, that thing does come in mind sometimes.
So $200 is a lot of money in India, is it?
Sometimes depends from family to family.
Okay. So I'm just trying to figure out what will you require to do to stay here in Australia?
In Australia, that's a good question. Well, in Australia, if because mostly people who come here, they come here for nursing,
Yeah.
for PR, in some certain things for PR in accounting, because all these are blooming industries in Australia. So I think if I'll go up for financing as a business analyst or a finance analyst, then I might go in this field and could be a more productive.
That would require another years to study rather than what you're doing. If you want to do something else, like finance, to stay here, that will require another 2-3 years for you to study to. Who is going to finance that? Your parents or yourself?
Myself. I mean, because my course is like it's a global course and it is having everything in there. So I could having a bunch of options to go whether I wanted to go in finance, in accounting. So it's like a bit more, open field.
Okay. So accounting is better here rather than back over in India?
Yep.
For students who would want to come to study in Australia, how can you advise them?
Thank you for asking this question. I was really, willing to answer this. So first thing I would like to tell them to check for your visa, and the most important thing, visa is not in the hands of the university or the people or any agency. It is in the hands of the government. So don't, be throw back or anything on the agency or university that they didn't give you visa. And if all your documents are correct and you are providing the everything valid proof, then definitely it would be done. And after the visa is done, look for the accommodations. If you are unable to try to get it in contact with the people who are doing that course or your course coordinators and all, so that they can help you more in a much more professional way, in a much more productive way for what are the things that needs to be done, that you need to be careful with. And after your accommodation is done, look for the things for what like APA referencing and all, because in our hometown we used to go for bibliography and we don't prefer APA style.
Yep.
APA citation, and also try to align all those things from the beginning, because if you are unable to do it, it would be very hard for you to cope up with your studies.
So you need to do these things before coming here.
Yep.
Look for accommodation, get your visa, get the paperwork ready before arriving in Australia.
Yep.
Do you get help from anybody to do this, or you just have to do it yourself?
Well, people are being very helpful, so if you're not getting help from one person, try to fetch another person from Facebook or from the university profile. Definitely the professor, each and every professor are willing to help you. They would never back off.
How is your relationship with your professor at the moment at the university?
Yes, it's quite good. I mean, we interacted a lot do several discussions, and there have been a lot of group tasks which we do together. So our relationship has been becoming more stronger with every professor.
How do you find the law here? Because in India you can drink and drive, you cannot do it here. How do you find it?
I really find the law much good, and the laws are being made for the safety of the citizen,
Yep.
for the safety of the people. So whatever the law has been made by the government, they have been really applicable, and I think that these laws should be everywhere. Because even over here, at least if you are interacting with your professors, so if you are having, they know you well. Because if you are in a class of 80 or 100 and you don't even interact or anything, so you won't even know what the things you are learning.
Yeah.
All those things would be completely nullified.
So you have to interact with your professor, you have to go to class all the time.
Yep.
They have to see that you are doing something.
Yep.
Do they mark a book like Summit has been here today and we are...
No, actually they just wanted you to, to modify your learning experience to learn at least something from the class.
Yep.
They just don't want mark anything or anything like that, but only the learning thing that matters to them.
What do you recommend for students who want to come here to study?
I will recommend that this is a really good country for you, and if you wanted to be on your own and you're willing to do any job, or whether it is of your profession or not of your profession, then just go for this country.
There was some times back before the COVID where there was a lot of racial discrimination with the Indian students. Did it affect you? Were you aware of that? Did it affect you in any way?
No, it didn't. I am not even aware of it.
You are not aware of it. This is actually happened in Sydney and not in Newcastle. So if you are not affected, that's really very good. How is your relationship with the community at large?
Well, I am in friends with the people of all backgrounds, of all countries, and also it has been quite good as of now. So just trying to interact with more people as much as I can so that I could learn something from them. Because every day, everything, I mean, you can learn a lot of things from every person, and there is something to learn.
There's always something to learn from everybody. Okay. Thank you very much, Summit, for appearing on our YouTube video. We really wish you well. Continue with your study. When you go back to India, can you remember us? Yeah, I'll be coming with you. This is John Obell YouTube channel, and we're at Sydney Junction Hotel. We've been sponsored to do our show here. Just remember to subscribe on our YouTube channel, and you'll be the first one to get our video.
And don't forget to share it as well, and like too. Thank
you. Thank you. Yeah.